So my name's Joseph Gerber, and I run Gerber Design Co. And I do woodworking, and now it's more content creation and things like that that have just come along with it that I didn't expect.
How did you get your start in it?
Kind of like most people, we bought a house and we just had some like old fence that we needed to tear down, and so I like tore some of it down. I was like, hey, maybe I can make a coffee table out of this. So like I made a coffee table, just like screwed everything together, just screws everywhere. It worked and it lasted like a really long time. It was like a rustic farmhouse, so it's like it was beat up, so
Okay.
everything, yeah, it was all good. I don't even know if I sanded it, honestly.
Come on.
And I didn't do anything for after that for like a while, and then my wife got into like furniture restoration and flipping and stuff like that with one of her
Mhm.
friends. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So she was like doing that and like painting stuff and doing things in the garage. And I was like, oh, I want to try to do stuff too. So I like started messing around, and we had like a miter saw and a drill. Like that's like all I had. And then I was like, we started trying to make some tops for like some of the dressers and stuff like that. If they were like old or beat up, or just like put something new on it. And then it just kind of snowballed, and I just got obsessed with it, and I couldn't stop. And then I was just buying tools, and I was mostly making coffee tables like out of just scrap wood that I would find, or I had a friend who did like deck and fencing, and he would just give me stuff, let me pick through like his stuff that he was going to toss. And so I'd like grab things and then make like a coffee table and sell it on Facebook Marketplace for like 50 or $100. And I was like, I'm making so much money.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then from there, it was just like made an Instagram, and just kind of like everybody else, you just start doing things and learning different things, and be like, oh, so you probably should not screw that together like that. And
Yeah.
but I mean, some of the things I made a long time ago, like were for friends, and they still have like the table or the bench. I'll see it like on their Instagram or something, and I'm like, I can't believe that thing is still together. But
That's
I
awesome.
guess sometimes if you over engineer it, I guess, and put too many screws,
Right.
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Pocket hole screws do work.
Yeah, I mean it was pocket hole and just straight top down screw, like just screwing boards to things that weren't even glued together. Like it was
That's
it was
awesome.
it was wild. And then just kind of, watch people, and you're like, oh, I want to build something like that, but you don't have the tools, so you try to save up or sell things and pick up some tools. And I mean, at that point, I was still working full time, so most of the money that I was making from selling $100 coffee tables was just savings or going towards other tools. So
That's
that's just
cool.
kind of how it snowballed.
That's awesome. How long ago was it that you started?
That was like 2017 ish.
Okay. Nice.
2017 to 2018. I think
Very cool.
February 2018 is when I like made my Instagram page,
Nice.
and got real serious. And then I didn't get an LLC until 21, when I quit my job and started doing it full time.
What led to you quitting your job?
Um, well, luckily, my wife had a really good job, so we like did the math, and like if I didn't do any work, make any sales, like we could pay all of our bills, but that's like about it. So I'm like, oh well, let's just, give it a shot. I mean, she was pushing me to do it way before I thought I could do it. I was like, I don't know, because it's just like it's scary not knowing. Like, I mean, just like kind of like sales, like you're commission based or whatever. Like, if I don't make anything and sell anything, I don't make any money. So,
Mm-hmm.
but at that time, luckily, we were in Texas at the time, in San Antonio, and San Antonio's massive city. And
Yeah.
so I had like gotten in like kind of doing accent walls and barn doors, and like
And
every single person I would do something for would like share it to their Facebook neighborhood group. And then like I would get some inquiries that way, and just there was no end of business there. So it was like seemed like
that's
the
cool.
right time to try to jump into it.
So what is it now? What do you sell? Who do you sell to? Who buys it?
Well, lots of tables, benches, shelves, plant stands. I make the little geometric art pieces sometimes really big ones.
Nice.
I really like doing those. Those are fun. I've had some sales on Etsy lately, which has been awesome because I haven't had tons of luck on Etsy, like little things here and there, but I've had a couple big pieces the last couple months. But just kind of whatever anybody wants for the most part, I'll try to do it. And if it's something that like but like, you need a CNC or like certain things. And I'm just like, that's a little out of my scope.
Makes sense.
But
That's cool. And then what does the content side of your business look like?
that's just strictly another revenue source. Because I also really like making videos and content.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm trying to get more into, ideally. So I'm trying to do as much of that as I can. And it's weird because I mean, I'm sure it's the same for most people. Like I had no idea or desire to make videos. I was like, I want to
Yeah.
build and sell furniture. And then like once you start doing it, it's like, man, I got to get a nice picture of this. It's like if you want like, I can't have like a, half-assed blurry picture and try to sell something. So it's like you try to just learn how to take nice pictures and, and set that all up. And so just
Yeah.
kind of started falling down that road because I was having a lot of fun with it.
That's awesome. What would you say so far has been the most challenging obstacle that you've faced in your journey?
I mean, sometimes just, finding business. Like now we live in a smaller town, so it's not as easy to, like there's not the same neighborhood Facebook groups. And I mean, that's definitely the challenge is, finding clients for, the type of work that you do, because I'd like to ideally make higher end furniture, but sometimes, especially right now, like not everybody can afford a $2,000 dining table.
Is that what you would like say is the most challenging aspect of your business right now? Just finding new clients and continuous work?
I mean, that and also like just being organized with, business receipts and, income and like doing your taxes. Like that's super fun. They definitely, I'm sure they don't make it easy to do
No.
your taxes as a small business at all.
No.
So just trying to stay on top of that because I mean, I've got ADD and that's organization and is something that I've always struggled with. So it's like I get the receipts and then I like keep them in my pocket or I set them down somewhere and then I'm just like, crap. And so it's like I got a folder now. And it's just a matter of getting them to the folder. Definitely was not prepared for the amount of stuff that you have to do to run a small business. It's just a lot.
Yeah. Would you ever go back to working full time for someone else?
Like I would rather make less money and have the freedom than make more money and like have to report to somebody at a certain time all the time. So
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's sustainable and we're able to pay our bills, this is what I'm going to try to do. But if I have to, you have to. That's just the way that it is sometimes. But
Yeah, for sure.
I would definitely like to try to stay on this track as long as I can.
That's awesome. What would you say is next on your journey?
I mean, my biggest thing is just focusing on making videos, building up my YouTube page, because I like editing and making videos. So I want to make dope videos that people enjoy to watch. And I also like want to try to make videos for other people, like local businesses or, tattoo artists, like whatever it is. Like I enjoy making videos. So it's like I'd like to get out and film somebody else a little bit more often. Because I mean, filming myself, it's just moving the tripod and trying to get cool shots, and then trying to edit it, like do cool things in the edit. Oh, thank you. Like I feel like I've got a good idea of what I like to see in videos, so I just try to mimic that. But it's like when you're filming somebody else, you just have so much more. You can just do so much more. You learn a lot, and that's as you're doing it, and so. That's what's been really cool. I had no idea what I was doing before any of this. I had no idea what I was doing when I started woodworking, and I kind of figured that out. So I'm like, I could probably figure this out too. It's just a different thing, but I'm sure that I can work my way over there and get pretty good at it.
It's a good way to look at it. It's a different craft, but the process is the same,
Yeah, that's what I've like said this before. It's just I'm stoked about like woodworking because you look at what I was making 5 years ago or whatever, and then now, and it's like you see a huge difference in the quality of what you're making. And for me, it's always been hard because it's like if I don't see that progress, like, month to month even, it's just like I'm not getting any better. Like, why am I even doing this? But it's just like woodworking has showed me it's like, hey, you'll get better. It just sometimes it takes some years, unless you're doing it, 40 hours a week, every single day. Like, so it's like not something that I do constantly, but I'm doing a little bit every day or every week. So I know that eventually I'll get down that line and I'll be really good at it.
Yeah, you're right. It's that progress over time is so motivating.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad that I've documented most everything that I've
Yeah.
done overall. It's like I can look at stuff from, 5 years ago and look at stuff from a week ago, and I'm like, wow, that is drastically different. And that's what's been hard is like on Instagram, and not to say that it's easy because it's not, but it's just like once like I had a video that popped off and it's just like you gain all these followers and like you see, how much you can grow on all these different platforms. Um, and then I'm working on YouTube and it's just so slow. It's hard to stay
Yeah.
motivated sometimes when you just feel like you're putting all these hours into this video and then you post it and then it gets like, you know, 20 views and you're like,
Yeah.
cool.
Let's go for 40 next time.
Sweet. I got 4 likes on it too. We're cruising. We're cruising. I've tried a little bit to do like some talking in front of the camera, like set
Yeah.
up like with the mic on and everything. And it's hard and it's
But
awkward and it feels cringy and whatnot.
yeah.
But I just always tell everybody just do it.
Yeah.
If you like talking in front of the camera, and just do it. Who cares if you sound like, weird or whatever, or you don't like how it
Yeah.
looks. I'm like, maybe somebody's gonna enjoy it. And it's like the same with like
Yeah,
people that make
exactly.
stuff. I'm like, just put your stuff out there, like show people what because some people are like, it's not good enough or whatever. I'm like, who says it's not good enough?